Okay, we're here with Ayula, Queen Among Bears, 2 mana 2/2. Whenever a bear you control enters, put two 1/1 counters on a bear. Doesn't have to be the one that just entered. And a bear fights something you don't control. So you can't just have a bear fight another bear like you would say if you were dinosaurs, because they like to take damage. So it's just your opponent's creatures, which is fine. So, how many bears are there in the game, you might ask? Well, there are not a lot of bears, but that won't stop us from trying. So, let's start with bears, at least. I don't know if I want to run something as insane as this, but we can certainly start there. Oh, the mana curve looks like it's flipping me off. That sounds about right, though. Alright, so this is what we're starting with here. There are some highly questionable cards in here, but they are bears and they are cheap. I took out some of the more expensive ones that are like essentially this with slightly more text and way less relevancy because they're like 8 mana and stuff. So a lot of random bears that again might not have text on them, but you know what? They're bears. That's what we came here to do. And yeah, I don't know. Let's go. So this is not like basement tier, which is a terrible sign. That is a terrible sign. All right, we drew a bear. Well, I guess I lead with this one. Let's go ahead and not flare the bear. Okay, so we play this, get a bear, turn this into more bears. They might have some kind of tails end. I think that's what just happened there. Oh, it has to. I won. Dude, all right. 1-0. 1-0. I won. I kind of wish protection was just delegated to white. I kind of wish they didn't like make it a colorless effect that goes perfectly for all colors. I think it's kind of the antithesis of what Magic should be, which is playing against your opponent and not completely ignoring them. What do I know, though? Alright, I untapped with my commander, and all of that happened very quickly. I wasn't ready for it. Guess I'm playing this. It's got ward. I'm gonna play it safe and just do this. Because I don't really like what's happening. Alright, looks like that was the right idea. Manifest Dread that. That's hilarious. Okay. Take action. They should have killed my commander before this happened. That was a huge mistake. So... that. And that's it. What's the flip on this? Well, how do you do this? It's mana cost. Okay, so it has to be has to be 6. Penultimate? Nope, it's my favorite word, and I use it incorrectly, and you can't stop me. Alright. I'm not convinced my opponent will use that, so... we're gonna do this. The penultimate answer. Oh, sometimes it is accurate. Sometimes it doesn't matter because we don't know. You don't know that. I actually don't know my opponent's hand. Maybe I am right. Maybe it is the right word. Alright. There, surely this is... no, it can't be. It can't be. Almost. It might be. But it might also not be. So... I don't really want to specialize. I think I have to kill the Giver of Runes, or I lose the game. So the one with Ward will fight this, because it's got Ward and they can't stop it. And then I can do this again. I don't really want to kill their commander, though. It's kind of meh. Probably don't have to. Let's just trample them for a bunch of damage. I think I'm going to keep all my bears around and not flare. I won't flare a bear. But I don't think I want to kill this. It's not really doing anything I'm concerned about, so... Yeah, it's not doing anything. It's funny because the creatures that grow are the ones that are tapped. They could have at least swung with this 3/2. I don't know why they didn't. It does have vigilance. So can you flip this whenever you want? Looks like you can. I think I'm better off just playing Goreclaw. Yeah, they're just getting swarmed by bears here. They're just getting swarmed by bears. So, I suppose I have a few options here. I think I'll play this. It's my highest outcome of finding bears. Between these two, the 4-mana one's alright, but I already have stuff to do on turn 4. I'd rather just get something scarier. We have a lot of very powerful enchantments, but unfortunately I'm not... Maybe I just wanted a bear this turn. Yeah, if I played Goreclaw right here, I could kill the Squena. Alright, so I should have just really taken the bear. I should have taken the Goreclaw now that I'm thinking about it more. Definitely would have been a good idea. This has flash, right? Yeah, alright, so my opponent's not going to do anything this turn. Oh, never mind. I guess they are. The only reason to do it now is because you also have something else to do. What the heck is this? 5 oil counters. Movement oil counter. Vigilance and Menace. Gets +2/+2 or Naturalize. Alright, so we lose all of the stuff we've built towards. And I'm playing a 6/5. That is not a bear. That's a good draw. 5, 6, 7. I can play it next turn. It's actually a really good draw. I am extremely far behind. I'm just hoping they don't have a degenerate blue card that makes me just sort of auto-lose. But I don't really need my enchantments anymore. How many oil counters is there? Oh, what is this? Minskin Boo. Alright, that's a problem. This is an interesting attack. Okay. Strange. Alright, so they've enough to defend Minskimbu, but I'm still going to try to attack it, because it seems like a good idea. Given the board state, they might not be interested in keeping, like, protecting it. I also might just be dead anyways. I think I'm just dead anyways, but I think I have to play Hornet Queen to at least not immediately die. I don't know. Alright, so I do have this. We've got our Gaia's Cradle, our $10,000 card in play with a bunch of creatures. But again, I think I'm just dead, so it might not matter. But if I get to my next turn, I'm almost winning outright. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. It's currently not dead. Here's hoppin'. I don't need hope. I need hop, hippity hop. I certainly will demand a move by blocking like this. So, what do you got? Okay. Probably explains the hamster swing. So we lived, but is my opponent dead? We drew a forest. So 1, 2. There's really no reason to play other things. This taps for 5, so 1, 2. I can just simply play it anyways, though. I don't think it matters, but I'm gonna just do it anyways. Let's do it on bear. I think my opponent has a tail's end or something. Oh, it is a bear. Excuse me. This was actually a bear, so this did make sense to play. I think they have a tail's end, given the early turns. So this is 6. 1, 2, 3. I can play this. Yes. Draw a card. It's a pretty relevant card. And then we play this on 7. They do not have Tail's End. I'm always doing this. I don't think I'm living another turn. So, swingies. Nice. Nice. I actually did it. Look at that. I didn't play many bears either. I really didn't. Was this necessary? Let me think, because this gave 2 1/1 counters. That's not a dumb card. It's a weird one. Okay. It's certainly legal. I'm not going to play Grazer. Opponent, I thought you wanted to do everything at sorcery speed. What happened, buddy? Or instant speed, excuse me. Get mauled. What the okay. I guess I can't. I mean, yeah. This is a hand and it has cards. If you have 1 or 2, blah 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 blah, you may exile, blah 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 blah. Sure. Yep. And just don't play Kami, or do we play Kami? I'm actually not going to play Kami. Wait, should I? Nope. Can't make me. Yep, 7 mana win the game. In your mono green deck that can play the other colors. Okay, so I'm probably going to play it as a land, so Kami makes a lot more sense now. Let's do that. Let's do this. Do I kill my opponent's... well, not commander, I mean this thing. Thopters you control have... This is so weird. Alright. I probably have to deal with this. So... And again, I think I said I was playing Kami, but then I ended up obviously not playing it, so... Fine. Again, probably just going to turn it into lands. Alright. Let's put the counters here. And again, probably just... not playing the Kami. Wait, we want to fight now, right? Yeah, that's fine. Makes sense to me. Alright, I have a good board state. I have bears. Let's go. Just there for Boros Legend? Yeah. Makes sense, I guess. I can see it. Alright. That's always fun. Playing Farewell in your Boros legendary creature deck. Makes sense to me. So, this one or this one? Probably this one, because I've literally never played this card before, and it's funny. Makes sense to me, right? It's very scary, I mean, especially with this. So. Nice. That was pretty cool. I actually got there. Through a Farewell of all things is kind of nuts. Oh boy, the manadork. I love it. I'm starting to think we don't want manadorks. I might take them out. I might take them out. At least the Grazer and the Kami don't seem good. Yeah, I might take them out. Alright, we didn't immediately lose the game. Cool. Actually cool. Look at that. XX for X with no text. Sounds like a rap game there. Let's put the counters on the metallic mimic, because my commander's kind of the spooky, scary thing here. Alright, look at all these artificial bears we've made. Look at that. We did it! We actually did it. Like, not only did we do it against the manadork, we did it with Build-A-Bear? Is this technically called Build-A-Bear? We build a bear. First time you've seen comma in the command zone? What do you mean? I've done it twice. Actually, I've done it twice. Well, for YouTube, I've done it twice. I don't know how much I've done it, like, off stream or whatever. Okay. I'm going to probably put counters on this Grizzly. I think I like that. And I won't, yeah, alright. I'm actually kind of fine with this happening. I feel like this is a symmetrical effect, and I'm not upset. Like, they're not capitalizing that heavily on the symmetrical effect. At least not yet, so I actually kind of like this in play. Draw 2, then you lose 2, sure. Or surveil 2, draw 2, lose 2. Man, that's pretty cool. It's like a pauper divination. You might as well... Oh, wait, you can't swing. Never mind. You cannot swing. Never mind. Alright, so we play this, we play this, we... Alright. Yep. See, this is what happens when I get to do what I want, right? When there's no, like, boatload of interaction and I just start playing bears. I don't really want to kill this. In fact, I probably would put counters on this and then just swing, because they're probably going to block, and this way I get counters instead of just killing it outright. So, they can't let that sit in play. My opponent's commander also demands that they lose life, and I'm already putting a lot of pressure on the life total. So, games like that make this commander look nuts, and then the other the next 5 don't. It's kind of funny. Yeah, Read the Bones. I miss Read the Bones. That was wasn't that during Nykthos? It was the same set, right? Yeah. We're scrying. They went like super scry heavy and like fetishized scrying at the start of Nykthos. Or I mean Theros? Shoot. I also haven't been saying hello to people. So do we anticipate a counterspell, I wonder? Probably not. Probably not. Alright, get in there, Ayula. Get in there. Maul him. This does not have a good, solid thing to do against us, I don't think. Sure. Yeah, it doesn't really do much here. I really want to play Cultivate, but I should probably not play Cultivate. Opponent's not sure if they want to kill their own 1/1. Alright, they figured it out. Lucky us. If I play that, and yeah, there's just a lot of non-bear action if I do all of that, so let's not. And I'm not going to trade. I'm not going to trade. So what I would like to see is Tamiyo and... Okay, that's not Tamiyo. Whoa! What the heck? Some kind of proliferate action going on there, I guess? If that's the case, I'll just run this out then. And I suppose I yet again will not attack. I can minus this. I probably should just straight up minus this card here. Probably should. Taking the value is just, they can't be wrong to take the value off the top of the deck there. All right. Yeah, that's we got one of our things that lets us do the dumb off the top, right? And opponent, I think they stumbled on mana. Well, not really. I mean, I think they went a turn without mana, but they always had something to do. Okay, it's a little greedy, I think, but again, if we get a value train going, it's probably fine. If I just get stuff going. Start churning the wheels. Of course, I draw this too late, but I'm going to cast it. It's still better than this. The other card is enchant. What? Oh, each other. Well, I don't know what the standard situation is, so I do not know what to take from that. That is a Goreclaw. Alright, play this, play this, play this. Maybe I wanted to play this, actually. Well, I don't know. It's hard to tell. So, no viable fight. Let's just put counters here. This is a bunch of basic lands, by the way, from a 3-color deck. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, Duskmourn. Yeah, I can see it. I thought about playing Standard Brawl, but then I remembered I can't stand Standard, so... I'm still, to this day, burnt out of Standard. Years later, after pushing High Mythic every month, I am still burnt out from doing that. That was like a years-long burnout. I can't see myself ever playing Standard again. The rock, paper, scissors garbage. I can't. Even thinking about it, it's upsetting me. Unbelievably, like, such a snooze fest. Okay, so I should go for the value, but the value looks pretty ugly. Probably should just cast it, though. And then... this thing? Okay. Can I swing? Well, not really. Swing, they swing back. Yeah, I don't really get anywhere attacking. Yeah, I'm definitely not getting anywhere swinging. Oh, wait, I can't swing it. Just kill it. Right, yeah, yeah. Never mind. It's more Brawl than Standard. Mm. All of this is beatable. That was I think, a really good draw. It's hard to tell. Well, I'm always casting this. So we got 5. Yeah, we're just gonna Windmill Slam a Planeswalker. In a board state like this, a Planeswalker is pretty huge. And we'll do Reach in case there's something crazy that could happen in the air. Might as well. Opponent has better colors than us, and now we are dead next turn. I cannot do much. Okay, that is not a Craterhoof Behemoth. It's still a problem, but it's not Craterhoof, so I guess I'm technically not dead. Suppose my opponent's just simply not playing Craterhoof in their deck, which is fair. So, run this out. Let's see. Yeah, the problem is the minus on the Vivian's really ugly, so... yeah, it's kind of ugly right now. I'll just make another Reach. Yeah. 2, 3, 4... No, that's not going to work. This board state is nuts. I actually do survive Cityscape, though, which is, I guess, also nuts. So... okay, they blew up the one I wouldn't have. Like to see that. So... probably could have blocked with the Rune Claw as well, honestly. Probably should have. Okay, it looks like I didn't get punished for that. I suppose this means I'm alive. That's pretty cool. Yeah, they already have Craterhoof in hand, yeah. Well, I guess not. Okay, well, they didn't get Craterhoof last time, so I don't know why they would have it now. I feel like they would have taken the literal best possible hit the first time. Okay, so they could just channel this to blow up my thingy. Sure. You got it. Oh yeah, that died due to Perpetual. So play this. Put 2 counters. Wait, do I have a giant creature yet? Do I have, rather, one that's big enough to matter? No, we're gonna... not yet. I guess we will now. Okay, so we do this. We fight. You kill... probably the Gore Claw. I think the Gore Claw makes the most sense here, honestly. Because it discounts things and gives everything trample upon attack, and obviously pretty concerning if that doesn't go the way I want it to. And then this 5/5 can kill the Facebreaker. I'm giving them Uro food, honestly, but I think that's okay. I can no, I can't activate that, so let's make a food token. And then play this. Alright, we have all the mana in the world, and do I have an attack that makes sense? Not really? No, not really. Faithless Haven? Good question. I don't think I am running Faceless Haven. They should blow up Nykthos. They do not blow up Nykthos. They just kill something that I could just recast for basically free. They actually probably did not want to give me a bear cast trigger. That might have been a mistake. I think that was a mistake. Who knows? Not sure I would have done that. This doesn't seek anything, I'll just shuffle it away. Oh, it's on top again. What are the odds? So, yeah, again, I'm giving them Uro, but Uro is like all of their blue mana, and I don't think Uro's enough. Actually, they probably want a Cityscape Leveler. They might not even want an Uro. They haven't Cityscaped yet, though. That's just a straight-up robber of the rich. That's weird. That's interesting. That is interesting. I mean, I know the top card, so I'm just shuffling it away. Alright, that's kind of interesting. I don't know. 2/2, 5/6, blah 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 blah. Swing here and here and here. No, I don't like getting rid of the 7/8. O'Hare turns into a land, which I can then flip again, so sort of bounce off each other. That is 12 in total. Let's kill the one that doesn't come back, right? I don't care about the other. Yeah, let's just get rid of that. Sarok isn't really doing anything. I'd rather get rid of that. So they can put the... Okay, I was about to say, they can put that on top, which I don't even think is that good here, which is kind of crazy to say, but... Huh. Yep, there goes that. Fair enough. This flips into a land before my opponent can deal with it. That's a decent one, I think. Certainly not the worst. Let's put 2 counters on the random bear. Just do that. Do it again. Do I have any reason to sink a bunch of mana right now? I don't think I do. So we do this, we do this. We make a food token for the sake of it, and then gain some life. And I have no mana sink, right? Other than this thing. So put the counters on another generic bear, just to diversify, I think. Yeah, that makes sense to me. And now we have even more mana with the Gaia's Cradle. We've seen a third of our deck. Alright, that's a little scary, but again, it can't really swing. It can't really swing. They are swinging with Cityscape Leveler. So what does it kill? Let's see if they're just not doing the right thing again. I don't think they made the right choice last time. They don't make the right choice again. There's no reason to kill my commander. There's no reason. Oh, it's whenever you attack in general. Alright, that's actually a lot better than I thought. Let's block with these two, shall we? Is there any reason to block with anything else that makes more sense? I do not think so. Let's just do these two. Could have probably thrown this other 4/4 in the way, though. Probably. Another Cityscape trigger. Very annoying, but again, I'm not in a terrible spot because of these. Okay, so now we win next turn, assuming I can draw that. Is there any way to draw it now? There is not. And if I hit them, it goes to the bottom, so I don't want to do that either. Let's just do this. Let's sack the food. And it's probably a good idea to hold the land. And again, there's nothing to do. So let's do this. We do win next turn, so this is my opponent's last turn here. Assuming they don't have a counter spell. Very light on blue mana, probably more of a... Wait, what? What are you doing? Okay. Sure, right. Suppose this makes sense. I'm not sure what I'm hoping to see. There's no River's Rebuke, Cyclonic Rift, anything like that. Okay, this is a good sign. They kill O'Hare. Sure. That's why I put the counters here. I'd like them to kill something that, again, feels kind of bad to kill. Because it just comes back. Okay, they're tapping out for Uro. I think we win. I think we won. I don't know what they could do at this point. I don't have to get Hornet Queen either. I can just do whatever I want. Wait, whoa, can I play this first? Might as well. Might as well. Might as well. Alright, so this is GG. Crater Hoof and Goreclaw, because it gives everything trample. Or +1/+1 again, and that's funny. Nice. So that game is what happens when your opponent doesn't have Crater Hoof, and you do. That's nice. There's been a lot of turn 1 tapped green. A lot of turn 1 tapped green today. I guess that's the kind of thing I need. Well, I guess I would have lost the game if they did this in a different order. So, I literally need it here. So this is a 3/3. I cannot kill it next turn. Really oh, wait. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Ah, I didn't want to see this, so no. Alright, is there any merit in killing this? I think there actually is, but I will probably not. This is probably better. I would like them to just play their commander and then have nothing else to do. That would be ideal. Not incredibly likely, but that would be ideal. Alright, it ended up working out. So now let's play this on Bear. Let's play Bear. And then second Bear. Put it on the Grizzly, put the 1/1 counter on my commander so it can swing this turn, I think. Makes sense to me. It's not like they're going to block. Alright, get in there, Bears. That's what we came here to do. Maul them. Can't say this is a sweeper deck. It does have Tribute, so I'm not really going to expect that. Alright, sure. Let me get rid of that. And that. Alright, could have been maybe worse. Oh, this wasn't good, though. So playing this now is probably a good idea, because the longer the game goes on, the harder it gets to actually play this. And let's do Vigilance. Making 3/3s is... just a 3/3 every turn is like comma at home, I guess. It's a lot of removal for a... okay. So, Guardian... and try to play a longer game. I wouldn't even really consider that a longer game, quote-unquote, but... drawing cards is very, 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 very good. And swing. I love to see this block. Wait a minute, is this better than Beast Within? Destroy target online permanent. Oh, Beast Within can blow up lands. I was about to say, this makes a 1/1 instead of a 3/3. That's kind of crazy, isn't it? Alright, so it has Ward 1 now. Collected Company here feels really good, so sure. I can't tell you the last time I've cast Collected Company. It might have been quite a while. Quite a while since I've cast that. Why could I not cast it? Why was I unable to cast it pre-combat? Why did it not let me cast it? I have 4 mana. Am I tripping, or why am I not able to cast it? There must be something that I wasn't aware of. I don't... oh, did this have Summoning Sickness? Am I tripping? This must have had Summoning Sickness. It probably had Summoning Sickness. This is my bad. Well, then I guess I just was never going to cast it in the first place. So... let's, again, just play Value Engine. My opponent, by the way, did actually have a sweeper in a deck with Anthems and nonsense that doesn't really make sense to have one, but... let's get the card value here. Let's get you. And leave up Collected Company. If ever it was going to be good, I'm supposed to believe it would be right now, so... choose creature, land gets that, draw. Okay, that's really weird. My opponent is literally doing the value thing just like we are. It's kind of nuts. There's like green-white draw more than actually kill your opponent with creatures. But unfortunately for our opponent, none of this really matters because we're just way ahead, so... no land, tragic. But again, like, are they going to sweep the board again and again? Like, you're a green-white creature deck. You can't have... this is already kind of crazy. There's already a lot. Yep, alright. Didn't think there'd be much left here. Nice. And then we end our opponent with random 2/2s. Love to see it. I guess that will also end the game at some point. Put that there. Found the land. Let's play... do I have another bear? I do. So now I can swing with multiple creatures. Put them here. So what does the attack look like? Swing, they block there. Yep, alright. I'm just swing a lot. They have to block inefficiently here. Yep. Yep. That's not enough. Nope. You messed up. You messed up. That was not enough. They had to lose the their commander, I think? There was a way to survive the attack, I mean, but... okay, so there was a chunk of time where this was actually pretty fun to play, and not every game was like perfect curve, you know, oh, bear into mox into cool bear and swing and kill turn 5. Like, there was the card draw value kept me in some games that I didn't have business winning, and that was really cool. I got some pretty interesting games in, but you got to keep in mind you are playing stuff like this just to trigger your commander, which demands that your commander is alive when you go to cast this. All right, if they kill it in response, you played a 2/2 that does nothing, and you probably lose. And that goes for this one, and it goes for this one, and the other 10 of this in the deck. This one, right? Like, they're just terrible. They're terrible, terrible, terrible cards that are carried on the back of this. But the one time I played against this commander, I did kind of get blasted because it had the perfect curve of bears. And actually, there's, come to think of it, there's actually not that many bears. There's like, what, 15, and then you have some shapeshifters. There's actually not that many bears that allow you to have quote-unquote god tier blast your opponent in the face curve and win the game before they get going. We did see that sometimes, but when you do not do that and you try to do a card draw value thing, you need your opponent to have less than nothing, and that's not realistic. We tried hardened scales, and hardened scales is fine, but the problem with the other one, this one, is it gets in the way of my commander, because I need to play my commander on turn 2. So what am I going to do? Am I not going to cast it? Am I going to play this and then be a turn slower just to have counters later? That makes no sense to me, right? And actually, the one game we did do it, it was completely useless. It slowed me down a turn. I don't know if it cost me the game or anything, but it hardened scales sort of makes sense. This costs 2, and that alone just sort of annihilates this card's possibility. I like the card draw engine. Roaming Throne is funny with this. I didn't really get to do that very often. Gummed up board states basically demand you have Craterhoof if you ever want to win a very gummed up board state. If it wasn't for this card, if we're doing a draw go thing, I'm probably going to lose. If we both have 10 cards, 10 creatures, and they're staring at each other, my opponent's probably going to wind up overwhelming me, unless I have something like this to just swing and end it. Because the counters from this alone are not going to overwhelm my opponent in a gummed up board state. You don't have really any recovery, right? So if you get hit by a sweeper, even in a creature deck, which, again, for the millionth time, I don't see why people are running a bunch of sweepers in their creature deck. Actually, a lot of times that happened to us. They just lost because they did that. But, if it's a non-creature based sweeper, non-creature based deck casting the sweeper, like Jeskai Control or something, you probably lose. You probably just straight up lose. There is a god tier curve here, and it usually involves a Mox or Utopia Sprawl with Automaton as your 1-mana bear, and then, a really good 2 into like this, and then your opponent just dies really quickly. The other issue were like some of the top end bears, like you're thinking about bears that actually matter and are useful outside of my commander. There wasn't really that. Goreclaw's alright. I don't think I ever got a Goreclaw trigger in 3.5 hours. I genuinely don't think I got got a Goreclaw trigger. I never made a bear off of this. I never got the adventure bears, right? And it never happened. I did play both of these a couple times. That did happen. I'm a big fan of this card. We ended up, someone told me that Faceless Haven was a good idea, because of this card. And that actually makes sense. This is a bear, right? That doesn't matter outside of the 3 banners. We have Metallic Mimic, Adaptive Autoberberber, yeah, this, and there's another one. The literal banner. Like these. Oh wait, there's a third one actually. There's a third one. It's the patchwork banner. Yeah, this one. Yeah, so you got 4 cards that actually kind of like your manlands being bears. But other than that, your commander obviously does not care that your manlands are bears. There's no bear synergy there. There's actually a very low bear synergy in the deck. It's just all in on this, really. There was never a relevant Cavern of Souls game outside of one, I think. There was a single Cavern of Souls game that mattered. Other than that, everything is pointing to this deck demanding that you kill your opponent before turn 5. In my idea to try to play a value engine or 25 value engines so I could come back from a losing position or break the even board state where we're going back and forth and I start to pull ahead because of these. That's not realistic. This is definitely an aggro deck. That's just what this should have been. It's what it's supposed to be. And there's nowhere near enough support for this to function as that, at least in my onions. So if we do go down that route, we're shaving half the 4s. We're shaving anything that costs more than 5, and probably just keeping Tooth and Nail Craterhoof, and maybe even just Craterhoof to, close it out in those funky situations. I wasn't even a fan of Cultivate, honestly. So, yeah, it just wasn't really a big green deck. It really wasn't. And that's fine. That's fine. It's just, now I know. I would say it did get a lot better by the end of it, like the deck situation and how it was constructed. It did get better than when it started with the changes it had endured. However, it was the last hour. It might even have been longer than that, where I didn't win a single game. I didn't win a single game. So become a full bear citizen unless you weren't born. Yeah, it just doesn't really function, right? And the fight part is really good against manadorks and stuff, right? There's some pretty good. That's all right, but if you're not fighting and you're putting counters on your bears, you could force your opponent to then block with the manadorks because you're applying too much pressure. So there's always this sort of irony when you go to fight a manadork and you're like, well, if I just put counters on it and I'm forcing out blocks in 2 turns because I'm applying a pressure, right? And there's that. But if you ever have to deal with a manadork with your bears, your pressure gets cut in half, and that's really bad, especially for a deck that fizzles out pretty quickly. It was pretty. When you're losing with a deck like this, you lose hard and you lose fast. So it's pretty rough. Protection and always have it available. That's just so ugly. That's so ugly. But yeah, it certainly is probably a better idea than what I was doing, which is curving out and assuming my opponent doesn't have the perfect answer every game. There's a lot of 1 mana and 2 mana removal at this point, a lot, and it's not realistic. So yeah, you're probably right. Someone in chat said, play a bunch of protection spells, and yeah, probably should play protection spells. Do not play this on turn 2 unless you have Mox Amber, and then now you're just playing this weird version of Killian. This weird version of, I guess, a weaker version of Bristly Bill. This weird version of SRAM. I was trying to find the name. SRAM, right? It just feels like SRAM with extra steps. It's, like, if you're Ayula, you'd be looking at your wife saying, oh, or your wife would be telling you, don't worry about SRAM. SRAM's the guy you shouldn't be worrying about as Ayula, right? So it just... Castle Grahambrig was ugly. There wasn't really anything I was capitalizing here. It was kind of sad playing this on turn 1. Well, you know what? This wasn't a big deal. Now I'm just finding something to complain about. Castle Grahambrig was fine. It was fine. But speaking of mana, I did take out a Boreal Grazer and Kami. I could have maybe even taken out other manadorks, right? If you do go into the play your commander when you have 3 mana situation, then you probably add Kami and Boreal Grazer again to the deck, so you can even more consistently play this on turn 2, which I feel like you must do. And at that point, also leave up a protection spell, because you have 3 mana with the manadork, right? And that makes sense, so... yeah, and if you protect her and don't have a bear, then it doesn't matter anyways. All of this demands that you have probably at least 2 bears. So you need a manadork to play this on turn 1, a protection spell to dodge removal. Manadork on turn 1 to play this on turn 2, and then have protection spell, and then also have bears. If you don't have bears, none of this matters, because this doesn't do anything. It's just a 2/2. So, cannot recommend this commander. It's not as cool as... I've been playing Diablo 2 as a werebear, so I was in a bear mood. And I'm going to go back to having fun as a werebear and not losing for 3 hours with this. But again, there were some cool games. We just fizzled out hard in the end. So, let me know what you thought about this list. If you have ideas to make it better that weren't the ones I just explained, let me know. Or explain how to get to that point. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. And I think, I guess I'll say this. I think I might move the Silent Hill, because I've been playing Silent Hill. I might move the Silent Hill gameplay to a private list, like a private playlist. And I might just put that there, because in the main channel it's just like jarring, and it doesn't. It's not a lot of people want to watch me play Silent Hill, right? You're going from Magic the Gathering to Silent Hill is weird. So either make its own channel or give it a private playlist. I don't know what I'm gonna do about that yet. I'm not sure. Still thinking about it. I could just put it up on its own separate playlist. So. Alright, I'm done.